In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Convert Pro, which is a new or soon to be released opt-in lead generation tool for WordPress. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I make WordPress videos for non-techies. If you're new here, consider clicking on the subscribe button. And if you'd like video notifications, you can click on the little bell off to the right, and YouTube will let you know when I have new videos. We're talking about Convert Pro in this video, and you might not have heard about it. Let me show you a little bit about this thing called Convert Pro. Sorry. It was originally called Convert Plug, and it branched off into two different tools. Here's their website. I'll have links to everything down below in the description box. And it branched off into Convert Plus and Convert Pro. So this video will be about Convert Pro, not Convert Plus. And this is actually being used already. The Plus version is being used on over 20,000 websites right now, and it has completely been redone from the ground up and injected with some awesome superpowers that I'm going to show you in this video. Now, there's a lot of things that make this different from every other plugin of the sort, right? So we have Thrive Leads. I use Thrive Leads on my website right now. There is Opt-in Monster, there is like pop-up something or other. I mean, there's so many different pop-up plugins, and I want to show you what makes this one different. And I was actually resistant at first, but then I've become a true believer. Actually, let's see what the website says here on it. I actually don't even think I've taken a look at it in a while. Oh, it's showing you what I'm going to reveal later. I don't want to go and do that. Well, here are the main features of it, okay? There's going to be a drag and drop editor, which I'm going to demonstrate, and I'm going to show you what I hated about it and why I now love it. Mobile friendly. This is something that you can do. You can create mobile friendly opt-in elements, and this is way more powerful than all the other tools out there. Super fast loading. I saw some comparisons where the developer made the same pop-up using 3 or 4 different tools, including SumoMe. That was another one that's a service, and made the same pop-up on all these different tools, and then did some speed tests on them, and the Convert Pro came out on top every single time, and that's really getting me thinking about what I want to use on my website. So anyways, you have all your typical things that you would expect, like behavioral triggers and integrations and everything. But one thing you don't have on any other tool, and I'm going to demonstrate, and what makes this the most different, is design freedom. Okay, so and here it is. It's showing some comparisons with Opt-in Monster. Maybe this is what I was talking about with regards to speed and all that. You're getting your exit intent, your multi-step, your all kinds of stuff that you would already expect. So you can come to the website. I have a link down below. It's actually not available for sale just yet, or is it? Let me click on pricing. I could be wrong. Oh, there it is. Here is the pricing for it. The unlimited version is going to be $99, and there is a renewal discount each year. And that's actually very affordable. Look at Opt-in Monster. I think it's $30 a month or $20 a month. So this is definitely a better deal. So let's take a look at it. So I'm on this website that I've installed it right here, Convert Pro, and this is going to be the option that you have in the menu once you've installed and activated it. Now let's first take a look at the settings panel right here. It's not very complicated, and that's what I like. So far, this plugin is so easy to work with and use. So we have a global font. We've got some advanced settings right here. You can clear the cache. Here's for the license, and here is some add-ons. I actually suppose I should activate some of these add-ons for this video. Let's go ahead and do that. So the grid, actually I do want the grid and analytics. Let me go ahead and activate that. And what I like about it, you don't just get the plugin. You get the plugin, and then you can add whatever features that you specifically want. This keeps the plugin light. So for instance, if you have no intentions of ever running an A/B split test, well, don't activate this A/B split test module. You can leave it off if you wanted. So anyways, go ahead and activate all of those. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. So essentially what you're doing with this is you are creating opt-in elements. They could be pop-ups, slide-ins. They could be fixed content that's at the bottom or above a post. They can be widgets, all of these various options. The one thing they don't have on launch is a scroll mat, which I think they need to add, and they've already said they're going to add it. So let's go ahead and let me click on Create New, and here's the 6 different types of opt-in elements that are available right now. Your most typical one you're going to see is the pop-up, which is right here. So let's go ahead and click on Select. Now here's a variety of templates that are available. They are adding more templates. That is going to be one of the big selling points of this is the templates. You're going to be able to have designs that are so unique. I mean, it's going to be a huge selling point. So let me just go ahead and choose one of these. Let me just go choose one of these templates right here. So I'm going to be a little adventurous. I'm going to choose this one. I haven't tested this one before. I'll go ahead and pop in a name. There it is, WP Crafter Test. Click on Create. And let's see. Oh, I think it's putting me into the builder. Okay. Let me talk about this builder for a second. I tested this plugin about 7 months ago when they were first making it. And I took a look at the builder and I hated it. I'm used to working in a structured row column setting, and everything can just be moved around. It's kind of like Canva or Stencil, which was really recently on AppSumo. One of these tools or Photoshop, you can put anything anywhere. Now, that made me feel very uncomfortable at first. And as I thought about it, when you're creating opt-in elements, banners, widgets, and all that, you're working on a much smaller area. I mean, it's a dramatically smaller area than when you're, say, building a web page, right? So you got this smaller area, and these are elements that require some design to them. So when I thought about it, these are the types of things where you need the flexibility of a canvas where you could put anything anywhere and really make some very nice designs. Have you ever noticed that a bunch of the websites you might go to that you get a pop-up, all those pop-ups look the same? And what happens when you're visiting hundreds of websites and you see hundreds of pop-ups and they all look the same? What ends up happening? You tune it out, right? You go there and you think, oh, pop-up, let me close it. Oh, pop-up, let me close it. Oh, there's nothing to look at there. Let me close it. Oh, I've seen this 1,000 times before. Let me close it. And that's the big problem with all of those tools. That's the problem with Opt-in Monster. That's the problem with, and I hate to say this, Thrive Leads, which I use, but I'm considering switching to this as soon as it's officially released. That's the same problem with SumoMe. It's that free opt-in whatever, and they have very expensive paid plans. It's the same problem with that as well. It's all these templates, they look identical, and the user doesn't have the ability to make something unique to them. And that's a big problem. So take a look at this. So here I'm clicking on something. This is text. I can move it wherever I want. Now the problem with this was it made me feel uncomfortable. I was used to having things aligned perfectly. And actually, when I was testing this, you see as I'm moving it, you see these red lines that are popping up that are showing me where it is aligned. That wasn't in the version I tried 7 months ago, and it freaked me out. I remember when I was testing it, developer says to me, "Hey Adam, what do you think?" And I was silent because I hated it. It made me feel uncomfortable. But they made improvements, and now you get this snapping grid like this. And you know what? I feel more comfortable now. And you also have that grid option I showed you as an add-on. Let's see. There's an option here to enable it. Let's see. It's darn it. Where is that? Oh, I know. Maybe if I click off, then I'll get a grid option. There must be a grid option here somewhere. I know I'm just overlooking the grid option. Anyways, you can have it lay out a grid, kind of like graph paper, so you can see exactly where something is in relation to something next to it. So I was having a very hard time with this, initially, but after using it and realizing for something small like this, you want the ability for it to be essentially like Photoshop, where you can make anything. And so here's also another thing to think of. You might be thinking, well, why don't I just make an image in Photoshop and then upload that and just use that? The problem is it's just an image. That's all that Google sees when it comes to your website. Where this, it's actual text that Google will see. It's all of that. So it's much better than having an image. And also when it comes to mobile responsiveness, if you make an image to be this wide and you're on a mobile device and now it's that wide and no one can read what the heck the text says, these are the problems you run into if it's just a flat image. And you don't have to deal with that with Convert Pro. And so with the text, you could just double click on it and you can start typing away. It's what you see is what you get, and you get these formatting options. And they put a ton of time into making this perfect. If you want to, I think, adjust this, tilt the text a little bit, there you go. Think about it. This is just like Canva, but you're making these beautiful opt-in elements on your website. It's just pretty amazing what you're able to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the elements here. Now, one of the things is they need to add some more elements, and I said you need a countdown element. They said we're working on it, and I'm sure there's lots of other elements that they know they need that I'm not thinking about, but they're already working on. So by default, here are 7 elements, and it says search elements, but there's only 7, so I'm assuming this will increase. Here's the form elements right here. Here's buttons that you can add, and here are generic shapes that you can add. And then here are all of these various other settings. If you notice, this is a pretty standard layout here of how these interfaces work. So if you have opt-in monster, it's going to look very similar. So if I wanted to add something new, I can just go and drag and drop it right there. Double click, start typing away. And right here on the left, I have full control over what font is used, the size, the alignment, the color, and there's also some advanced options right here. So let me go ahead and click on done. Actually, let me tap on that and then delete it. Okay, actually command, all right, okay, there it is. I have to click right here where it says delete field. There it is. It is gone. But you see how you have this image right here where it's kind of overlaid and then it's overlapping. You can't do that with any of the other opt-in plugins or solutions. You got this paper clip right here. You have the glasses right here and you can move it. You can't do this with any of the other opt-in type of plugins. So let me go ahead and do this back. One of the things that's really nice, if you didn't notice, there's an undo option right here. So I can go like this and start undoing things if I wanted. There's that text back and I can just keep on clicking undo. Something that's nice is the form elements. So we've got our form fields here. So if I wanted to say drop an email option right there, I just dragged and dropped it and then there's the email field. It couldn't have been easier, and I can click on it and I can make it not say email. I can make it say what I want for a placeholder. I can do whatever I want there. You saw how easy that was. And you can do the same thing if you wanted to drag a name in there, and you see how it just kind of snaps in there perfectly like that. And there it is. Wait, there we go. That's perfect. And it's perfectly aligned. I am very impressed by that. And that's what I was worried about when it was this blank canvas. So we've got buttons, we've got shapes, and for the panel here, we have a bunch of different options where we can control the size, the background, and a lot of these colors, there's gradient options. So for the background, I can make it a gradient right here, and I can do something highly creative like this. And then for the other color, we can make it like a purple or something. You see how now it's this beautiful gradient. And just so you know, you can put these in it with short codes, various places on your website. There's widgets that will allow you to drag and drop this in as a widget. You can do so much with this. And there it is. So these are some of the background options. There's just so many different options you have here. Animation. I hate animations, but you have an option there. Borders, shadows. You can do it all. Here, let me actually get rid of these because I want to show you on the front end. Want to change colors, I can go ahead and say click on this button. Here's a colors option, and I can go ahead and change the color of that if I wanted. So it's green, I can make it a darker green, and it's just so easy to do, just like that. So, all right, so let me go ahead and click on done. So this is coming along. I really love the gradient. I don't have a tool right now on my website in Thrive Leads to be able to make beautiful things like this, opt-in stuff like that. Okay, so then we can click on configure, and we can configure this into any of a number of different services. Actually, I think that's more the connect option right here. Here's all the services that we can connect it into right now. My favorite one, Mautic, isn't there yet, but I've been told it should be there within a week or so. Configuring this is going to give us our options of when this is going to load. So we can have it load, say, 5 seconds after someone visits our page, just like that. We can do the exit intent, the scroll, all of your different trigger options. They're all right there. You can have it be where someone clicks on text and this pops up, or someone clicks on an image and the pop-up will pop up. Someone can click on a menu item and it will pop up. You have all of that flexibility built into it. Let me go ahead and click on save. Now here's one of the things that they put a ton of effort on is now they've got this great tool, but how do you also make things that look great on mobile devices? And they've got this mobile view right here. I just clicked on it and you see how everything kind of adjusted, and now you have the ability to have one for a mobile device. Tell me that wasn't slick. Tell me that wasn't beautiful. So now you can have pop-ups that are going to look great, or opt-in elements that are going to look great on any device when the orientation changes, and you just saw it change right there. This looks beautiful here. I mean, this looks really, really good. It's funny, I was just criticizing how the templates, they're adding more templates and better templates. And here I am looking at a template that I think absolutely looks beautiful and I would like to have on my website. You're probably also going to get some mobile specific options. So you might not want it to trigger the same way on a mobile device, which is actually very important as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on save. I'm going to click on this switch to make it public. Now I'm going to click on save. I'm going to click on the X to get out of here, go back to my dashboard. Now I'm actually going to go to the front end of the website and see what happens. So here is my website. It should be 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and there it is. That looks beautiful right there with the gradient. You just can't do this with any of the other tools. You cannot have total control over the opt-in elements. You just can't. And I was actually talking to the developer, Brainstorm Force. They make lots of different tools. They make the theme that I'm actually showing you this demo on. They also make ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder. I was talking to him and I said, you know, the Convert Pro should also allow us to use this tool to make banners where you just want someone to click and be able to do stuff like that as well. And he said, you absolutely can use it for stuff like that as well. So one of the things that's also really nice about it is it gets all of its analytics data. It passes that all off on Google Analytics. So it's not storing all this information and tracking information and all this kind of stuff. It's not storing it all in your WordPress database. It's offloading all of the analytics data off on Google Analytics, and that actually makes sense why that's a better way of doing things to keep your website lean or mean. So here you got it, and you can see some quick stats. There's obviously not much going on with it because it's just my site. So there's other templates as well. If I click on create new, so that was just the pop-up. There's the info bar. Let me just click on select so you can see this would be a bar on the top right here or the bottom. I don't like a lot of the designs they have for that, but you could use this to highlight maybe a sale that you're having or some kind of news item or just even an opt-in if that's what you want. So let's go back and look at some of the other options. Here's a slide in. So this would probably slide in from like the bottom right or something like that. These look very nice. These templates look very good. They just need some more templates, and I've been told they are coming. let's see, before and after. This is going to be before a blog post or after a blog post. These look actually very nice. I think my website could use something like that in content. So this would actually appear, I believe, with the short code in content or anywhere you wanted it to be. I was actually experimenting with this one right here. And then we also have right here as a widget. So these are templates that could be used as a widget. Actually, I was playing around with this. So let me click on select and let me show you what this looks like on your website. I'm just going to give it a quick name. WPCrafter widget. I'm going to go ahead and click on create. I'm just going to make it public and then save it. But what I did is I had changed this image to my own face, but I'm not going to put you through that in this video. I'm going to show you how easy it is to put this on your website. So I just created it. It's the widget option. So if I go to appearance widgets like this, I'm going to put it on my sidebar. So here it is, Convert Pro widget. I'm going to drag and drop it right there. I'm going to choose it. It's the only one in the list. Click on save. And I don't think I have any blog posts, or there it is. So let's go ahead and click on view and let's see what this looks like. Oh, there it is. That's perfect. So the reason it's being pulled up is because of the setting I have in this particular theme. Actually, let me just, maybe to be on the safe side, get rid of that real quick so it looks right. And this is another video I was just making about Astra. So let me delete this transparent header. Okay, so now if I refresh, it's going to look normal again. There it is. And you can see how it just looks beautiful and seamless, this widget on this website, and there's no padding around it. I think it looks kind of weird when people have kind of an opt-in element and there's like all this padding around it. It just doesn't look right. It looks kind of framed. I like this. It's just kind of floating on the website there, and it would have been super easy to change the image, change any of this text. It would be really easy to do. So that right there is the widget option as well that this comes with. Super easy to do an A/B split test right here. You can click on create new. It's pretty standard to set that up, and we already went through the settings. So this is pretty much just kind of a glimpse at the power of this plugin. And so for me, like I said, I was being so honest with you in the beginning of this video that I hated this product because I couldn't wrap my mind around having this free-formed area where I could put anything anywhere. And after thinking about it, using it and seeing the improvements they made, I'm actually very blown away at how you can now build opt-in elements that are unique to you, that people aren't going to have just kind of trained to not even pay attention. It's kind of like when you're driving on the freeway and it's a freeway with lots of billboards. You've just tuned all those billboards out because you've seen them already. You've seen them dozens, hundreds of times. You're not even paying attention to them anymore. And that's what Convert Pro really brings to the table. There's a lot of powerful features, but I think that and the mobile feature are the two big ones that make this something really worth taking a serious look at. And so anyways, this is my review of Convert Pro. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think a canvas like that is something that would be a tool to allow you to make a better opt-in element? Or do you think it might be a dangerous tool that is going to allow people to make some really weird looking stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, thank you for watching this review video.